am Leah, the Humane Education Manager at the APA. Since we are celebrating Be Kind to Animals Week this week, we wanted to bring you a few mini lessons, a little look into our anti-bullying program. So this program is usually aimed at elementary students, specifically grades 3 through 5, but really anybody can learn from this. What we're going to do this week is share 3 lessons with you. Each lesson is going to be based on a core value of the program. And what that means, a core value is just a characteristic that we've kind of decided is important to practice in order to create more peace. And that's the goal, right? To prevent bullying, to stop bullying from happening, we need to create peace. And so by practicing these core values, we create peace in ourselves, in the people around us, and in our animals as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first value this week is responsibility. Responsibility means doing what you're supposed to do, whether you feel like it or not. Sometimes practicing responsibility comes really easy, and sometimes practicing responsibility is hard, but that's why we practice. So let's explore what it looks like to practice responsibility for our pets and to practice responsibility for our people. So when you have a pet, or if you're thinking about getting a new pet, you need to consider all of the things that you need to provide for that pet, because they can't do it for themselves, right? When we get a pet, we are taking on the responsibility of giving them everything that they could possibly need to have a happy, healthy life with us. Because that's why we get pets, because we want to give them a life that's better than the one that they would have had without us. So what does it look like to practice responsibility for our pets? What are all those things that they need from us? What I would like you to do is make a list of all of the things that we need to give to our pets. What are all of the things that they need that they can't provide for themselves? Take your time and think of as many as you can. Okay, so how did you do? How many did you come up with? There are a lot of things that we need to do for our pets, but that's our responsibility as good pet owners. Here's a list of things that we need to provide for our pets, so you can compare this to what you came up with. Number 1, food. Of course, we need to make sure that our pets have the right kind of food, the right amount of food every day, and that they're not getting into people food that might be harmful to them. Along with that, water. Our animals have to have fresh water accessible to them all the time. Number 3 is shelter. Most of the time when we get a pet, it's going to live inside the house with us. We also have to make sure that if it's a smaller animal, like a hamster or bird or fish, that it has the right size cage and that it is safe and secure for them. Safety is another really important one that sometimes we don't always think about. So providing safety for our pets means that when we take them for a walk, that they have a leash, that they have a collar with ID tags in case they do get lost, that we can be contacted and the pet can get back to us. That means that, if they're out in your yard, that there's a fence or some way to make sure that they can stay safe and not get out. We have to provide medical care. Sometimes our pets get sick or get hurt, and it's our responsibility, just like with people, to take them to the doctor, to the veterinarian, to get them checked out, make sure that they can stay healthy. We do need to provide training for our pets as well. And what that means is our pets should know how to safely interact with people, how to safely interact with other animals, and really importantly, they need to be potty trained. They need to know where to go to the bathroom. Dogs should know to go outside. Cats should know how to go in their litter box. Again, that's just another way to keep everybody healthy. We need to provide grooming for our pets, brushing, bathing, making sure their ears and nails are clean and cut. And that's a way for us to bond with our animals. Yes, it keeps them clean. Yes, it makes sure that they're nice and soft and snuggly, but it's also a way to show love. So when you're brushing your dog is receiving love from you, and that's a way that you can bond. We do need to provide toys, and that looks different for any pet. Some animals don't necessarily like to play with toys, but we need to provide something for them to work their brain, to be entertained, just like us. If you imagine sitting in a room all day doing absolutely nothing, you would be bored out of your mind, and you might end up getting into trouble. And that's what happens with our pets a lot of times. When they start chewing on the furniture or digging into the trash, it's because they're bored. And if we provide some sort of entertainment, some sort of toys, then that can prevent them from getting into trouble. They also need exercise. Every animal needs exercise, right? If you have a dog, yes, you need to take it for walks or go out in the yard or go to the park and play with it. Let it run around. Cats like to climb. They like to run around, make sure that they have something that they can get their exercise on. Even those little animals, hamsters have a wheel or a ball that they can run around in. Even your fish need exercise. You just have to make sure that it has enough room to swim around in. So whatever pet you get, you need to consider if you're going to be able to give that to them. Because just like people, animals need exercise to keep their bodies healthy. Of course, one of the most important things that we need to give them is love. When we get a pet, we're bringing it into our home and we're saying, you're part of our family now. And it wouldn't be fair to that pet if you never played with it, snuggled it, pet it, gave it that love and attention, because they really want that from us. Again, they're part of our family, and that's how they see themselves, and that's how we should treat them.
Aww.
So when you provide all of those things for your pets, you are creating peace for them. Animals can't really create peace on their own. They need us to do it for them. So when we give them food and water every day, they know that it's going to come, and they're not worried about where they're going to find their next meal. When we play with them and give them toys and treats and love and attention, they're not scared of us. They don't think that anything bad is going to happen to them. They know that we're going to take care of them, and that creates peaceful feelings for them. And that's our goal, is to create peace for our animals. Because when animals feel peace, they behave in ways that are calm, that are loving, and that are ways that we want a good pet to act. And so we can create that environment for them. We can also help to create peace in other people by practicing responsibility. So like I said, responsibility is doing what you're supposed to do, whether you feel like it or not. There are so many ways that you can practice responsibility every day. Here are just a few examples, and you'll see it doesn't have to be anything huge. Doing your chores, sharing, helping others, eating healthy foods, those are all examples of how we can practice responsibility. And when we practice responsibility, we are sending out positive messages, positive feelings. We feel good about ourselves. Other people feel good about us. It just creates a much more positive, peaceful environment. One of the ways that we're all practicing responsibility right now is by staying home. It's not easy, right? We're not going to school. A lot of us aren't going to work. We're not going out to do fun things that we normally get to do. But it's the right thing to do right now. And even though it's really hard, it's the best thing because it's keeping everyone safe. And that's what responsibility is sometimes it's hard, but you know it's the right thing to do, so you do it, right? And by practicing responsibility, we're creating peace, right? Your actions send a message. Every single action sends a message. And it's your decision if you want that message to be positive or negative. So I want you to check out the activity that we posted with this video. And what you're going to be doing is brainstorming ways that you can practice responsibility. Because the only way to get better at something is to practice. And it might sound kind of weird, but you're going to hear it from me in every video this week, in every lesson, that we have to practice these things. Yes, we have to practice responsibility. We have to practice doing the right thing. We have to practice being kind to other people. We have to practice helping others. And if we do that, we get better, right? And so the activity that goes along with responsibility is to come up with 5 ways that you can practice responsibility while you are at home. And my challenge to you is to do all 5 of those things this week. And think about how it feels. It might help to kind of write it down, to journal it a little bit, to notice how you feel after you do those things and what effect it has on the people around you or the animals around you. And I bet it's a good feeling, and it might be a way to help you keep practicing responsibility. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in a couple days with our next lesson. Thank you.